Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Football Friday here on the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show, the best in Western Kansas. Matt, Friday, baby. Let's begin the day.
Let's go. Let's get the show
It is
started.
the weekend. I am so ready. A lot of things going on this weekend. A lot of different sporting events out in the huge sports world, but also inside the Fort Hays area. Yes. We'll cover both of those for you today. Make sure you hit us up on our Facebook page, and we will, answer your questions and comments, and we'll try to get everyone's comments heard or reply to you. Yes. So, Matt, first off, last night, Thursday night football.
Yes.
Ravens give the Browns their 10th straight loss of the season in as many games. Thoughts on the game?
The Browns are now 0-5 after leading at halftime, and that's not good.
No, pretty bad.
The Ravens' win was their first regular season win by more than one score since December 28th, 2014, which also came against the Browns.
Yeah.
I can't say much. The Ravens they played the second half better and they won the game.
Yeah.
The Browns were the Browns.
Yeah, you kind of knew going into the game. We both said, hey, Browns, they're going to end up losing again.
Yes.
We kind of expected it, and rightfully so. I mean, the Browns are getting better. I feel like every game. They just haven't got a win yet, and I don't know if they will get a win this year. I was looking at their schedule, and yeah, you don't know.
Thoughts moving forward for next week's matchup?
Browns play the Steelers.
Oof.
And
Tough matchup.
The Ravens come to Dallas, so both teams definitely got tough matchups. Who are playing each other this week? Yeah. So,
which one has a better shot to win next week?
I'd have to say the Ravens, and that's against my Cowboys. I just don't see the Browns beating I don't see the Browns beating the Steelers next week.
I agree.
I'm sure it could happen, though. I'm not gonna say it's not, but
cross your fingers.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Who do you think? I mean, you got Ravens too.
The better shot to win next week. I would definitely think the Ravens. Yes, it's against the Cowboys, but the Browns play the Steelers. The Steelers are 4-4 right now. They're at 500. Big Ben says he's like, hop on my back and I'll carry us to the playoffs. You got to believe him.
You do. It's Big Ben too.
And to get started against the Browns, that really help out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, enough with Thursday Night Football. It wraps it up.
Yeah.
We got some matchups tonight, actually, for NCAA basketball. NCAA football last night. We had two matchups with Utah and Arizona State, and Utah took care of Arizona State, and we both called it. But 49-26.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What a victory.
Yeah. Utah. I'm gonna start with that game because I really do not want to talk about the Duke game right now. Yeah, Utah. They took care of them, and now they're still in contention to win the Pac-12 South.
Yes.
Them and the Buffs. We've been talking about both these teams. You've got to watch out for them. They're both up there, and huge win for Utah. We'll flip up to Duke. I
don't think anybody saw this coming.
No.
Like I said, it's more of a basketball matchup in my opinion, but they both were playing football last night, and Duke beat the number 17 team, North Carolina, which shows anything can happen anytime.
Yeah, I agree.
In any sport, really.
Yeah, they win the bell back, their rivalry trophy, kind of award, whatever. I mean, it was a big win for, the Duke Blue Devils,
Yes.
and maybe, I mean, maybe they get that football program rolling again. North Carolina's not going to be ranked next week. I'm going to go ahead and say that. They're out of the picture, I think, as far as going
Moving
on.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead now to our main portion of today's show.
Football
And
Friday.
it's our football Friday. I mean, we were talking about football, but now, hey, these are games that are coming up to the weekend, and hey, we got some noticeable college football games this week. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this. It's an interesting game. Yes, they're not two very good teams, but when these two teams match up, they're pretty well even across the board. Same record.
Yes.
Probably the winner not gonna finish last in the Big 12, and that is the Iowa State Cyclones at 1-8. Traveled to Lawrence on Saturday to play the Kansas Jayhawks, who are 1-8. Iowa State's favored by 10. I was shocked when I saw that. The way KU has played against some teams, Iowa State hasn't been very good. And yeah, they played K-State close, but K-State always struggles with the Cyclones up in Ames, and that I wasn't shocked by that. K-State dominated the game, the most majority of it, until the end, and it was like, okay, this is going to be a close game.
Yeah.
Who do you have, and what's your score?
I have to go with my Jayhawks because diehard KU fan. This matchup's interesting because, like you said, it's to not get last in the Big 12, most likely. I'd have to go KU with the upset, if you want to say it, with the line of Iowa State. I got KU winning 21-20. Close game.
Does it come down to a field goal or extra point?
It might come down to
It's not made.
if someone doesn't score a touchdown, they get a few extra field goals and only lose by one. What's your take on this game?
I've got KU 31-21. I think KU at home, this is their time. Lawrence is probably going to be popping tonight after the KU game. Fans are going to be like, okay, now, hey, our basketball's underway now. Hey, let's go see if we can bring our football team, a win. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that. I'm a huge K-State fan, you know that, but I really think the Jayhawks get their Big 12 win this year, and it's against the Cyclones of Iowa State.
Now we move on to West Virginia versus Texas. West Virginia is 7-1. Texas is 5-4. Texas is 2-point favorite. What's your prediction, Brandon, for this game?
This one's a toss-up. Just because it's in Texas, in Austin, I think Charlie Strong needs this win. He's got to win 2 of these next 3 games, I think, to keep his job. And I'm going to go ahead and say I'm taking West Virginia. I'm taking West Virginia 35-27. I think this is a game that they lose, and then Charlie Strong somehow finds a way for his team to win the next 2, and then, bam, he's still going to be the head coach. I kind of hope he is. I feel like they haven't gave him enough time with his recruits. I mean, he's playing a lot of underclassmen, and
Yes.
I think that Texas needs to give him a chance to work with his recruits before just canning someone, bringing someone totally new in. Les Miles is out there. Other than that, there's really not that many big names out there for a coaching gig. Yes, they might try. There's going to be probably talks. If they do can Charlie Weiss, there's going to be talks about Nick Saban. Nick Saban's not leaving Alabama. I hate when they bring up that topic. Nick Saban is doing miraculous things in Alabama. Why would he just leave that? Yes, it is Texas, a huge high school football state. A lot of good recruits come from Texas.
Definitely.
But I just don't see that. I think Charlie Strong will win his final 2 if they don't win this week. If they win this week, I really think he's already got it. locked up for sure. Hopefully, he keeps his coaching job because West Virginia is a top team, and they're ranked. And you got to watch out because West Virginia was in the top 10 not too long ago until they did take that loss. So yeah, I've got West Virginia, 35-27. Matt, who do you have?
I got to go with West Virginia too. I agree with everything that you just said. I'm going to push the score up a little bit more.
Okay.
42-34. I watched West Virginia against KU, and they handled KU pretty well in the second half.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see.
Yeah, they got an explosive offense. I mean, there's no question about that.
No.
So
our next matchup is Auburn, number 9 Auburn, who is 7-2, against Georgia, who is 5-4. Auburn's a 10.5-point favorite. No surprise to me. I take Auburn 24-10, just because, for 2 reasons. They are the better football team, and our boy Seth Kincaid, he's a big-time Auburn fan. He would hate me if I said Georgia, especially in the conference matchup.
Yeah.
So I go Auburn.
Auburn is one of the hottest teams right now in college football. There was a lot of talk about Gus Malzahn getting fired. Those are out the window now. I mean, he's brought them up to the number 9 team in the nation. They're not out of the college football playoff. A win over a big top-tier team in the SEC, they could jump some teams. And I've got Auburn. I think they're just too much for Georgia. I think it might be closer than what the experts are saying. But I did not pick it that way, but I could see this game being really close, unlike everyone thinks. And I've got Auburn winning 27-13. I just think it's the Auburn Tigers. They're gonna get it done. They really are.
I agree.
And to be able to see the college football playoff top 4 in their eyes, I think they're hungry. And they are focused on that.
Yes.
And so, yeah, Auburn's too much for Georgia this weekend. We're going to go back to our upset pick last week. The team we picked, Mississippi State, my boy Dak Prescott's alma mater. They traveled to play Alabama, the number 1 team in the land. Is there any way they pull back-to-back upsets? Bama's a 30-point favorite. Is there any way they pull off an upset?
The spread is 30 points. It's not going to be that. I do think Alabama gets the victory. Mississippi State may be running out of steam just a bit. They're coming off really hot against that win last week against A&M. I think Alabama gets the job done 28-7. Their defense will hold them to 7 points.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't see any other way.
Yeah, I don't. I think Mississippi State is going to have too much of a hangover from that win.
Yes.
And it's in Alabama. Alabama offense did not get rolling last weekend. Yes, you got to give credit, though, to LSU's defense. That was a great college football game. 10-0 score. 0-0 after one half of play. Just a defensive battle. If that's the kind of games you like to see, it was perfect to watch. I think Bama's too much for Mississippi State. Mississippi State still too high on that A&M win. I've got Bama big, 42-10. I just don't see any way that Mississippi State hangs with them, especially in Alabama. We got a couple top 25 key matchups. We had a poll on Twitter, and we took the top 2 votes on there. Actually, top 3, because we did have Auburn and Georgia also on our Twitter page. But the first one, LSU, who we just talked about losing to Bama last week, 10-0. They traveled to face 25th ranked Arkansas. Both teams,
Razorbacks.
Both teams have 3 losses. Arkansas, though, 6-3. LSU is a 7-point favorite. Matt, who do you like?
I still take LSU. I like the favorite. It's it's going to be exactly that. 28-21. Few touchdowns here and there. Actually, 4-3. If you want to be exact. Fournette's good.
Yeah.
He's an elite running back, and when he's healthy. and LSU bounces back from that loss last week.
Yeah.
They held Alabama in check
Yeah.
really well. We'll see if they could
I was
steamroll Arkansas this
Yeah,
week.
I've got LSU too. I got them 24-17. I was shocked that LSU dropped so much in the polls with playing the number one team
I
and
agree.
only losing 10-0. I was shocked they dropped that much. They're a great team.
Yeah.
Don't overestimate LSU though. Underestimate, because they are the real deal, and I think they're getting in a better direction even after firing Les Miles.
Yes.
They're a lot like Auburn, who struggled at the beginning of the year. They got rid of Les Miles, and look what they're doing. The final one. This is where game day's at tomorrow. Number 20 ranked USC takes on number 4 Washington. Washington 9-0, trying to keep that perfect season going, trying to keep their run for the college football playoff in line. They're 8.5-point favorites at home. Matt, who do you like?
I gotta go Washington. A Heisman hopeful on that team, like you said in yesterday's segment. They pushed the spread to 14, 35-21, with the Cougars winning this.
Yeah, I've got Washington. They're too much, and I think.
The Huskies, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I know what you meant. Yeah, the Huskies. They're too much for the Trojans. USC, I think a lot of times is overrated. I'm not a big USC fan. USC fan, but yeah, I think Washington routs them 31-13, and they continue. They stay in the top 4. We're gonna shift gears now to the NFL. It's our weekly picks. We got 6 games, and then also we'll have Monday night on Monday, obviously. First game, Matt, we got the Vikings versus the Redskins. Washington is a 2.5-point favorite. I've got Washington 24-20 over the Vikings. I think the Vikings suffer their 4th straight loss. And the reason, and I'm not saying this to bash on the Vikings, I just think their offense needs to get going somehow. They're missing the running game. And the key injuries this week in that game, Jerick McKinnon, he fully practiced, but he's their starting running back, and he has not done much since he has taken over. Marcus Shrills, the cornerback, he did not practice. That's a big loss if they don't have him. For Washington, Deshaun Jackson, which there's reports that came out earlier this afternoon, did not practice. There's talk that the Washington Redskins might drop him at the end of the season, cut him just because of injury prone. So, but I like Washington 24-20 at home.
I have to disagree with you.
Okay.
This is where the Vikings in the skid. They get it going. Their offense is going to start firing on all cylinders, and they will defeat the Redskins. It'll be close. It'll be a close game. I got a 24-21 victory for Minnesota. They get everything moving. Washington's defense is eh.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, fair. I mean, I think this is a good game. I think this game's more important. It's really important for both. But the Vikings, I think it's a little more important for them because they got teams chasing them down, as in Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay struggled, but the team to watch out for is the Lions, and they need to keep pace ahead of the Lions if they want to continue to lead the NFC North.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think the Vikings can pull it off, and it's a bigger game for the Vikings. Let's go in to your favorite team, the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Take on the Panthers in Carolina. Panthers, 3-point favorites. It's in Carolina. Some injuries. You kind of know some more.
Yeah, I think
today.
the injury report came out today for the Chiefs with Andy Reid's press conference at 1 o'clock, and he said that Macklin, who did not practice at all this week, is still struggling with that groin injury. He is out. Jay Howard is also out, and then Justin Houston, who got activated off the PUP list finally this week on Wednesday, they say he's most likely going to be out. They don't know exactly yet until tomorrow, the official game time decision.
Yeah.
Even though the Panthers are 3-point favorites, they're down this year after losing the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs get Alex Smith back. They get Spencer Ware back. I think the Chiefs excel pretty good in Carolina with a 27-13 victory. Their offense will get rolling just a bit more. Even without Macklin, they've got Tyreek Hill and Chris Conley. But Cairo Santos is almost automatic as well for those field goals if they don't push it into the end zone. What's your take on this game?
I think the Chiefs will win. I think it's going to be close. The big thing with the Chiefs lately has been not getting in the end zone, which last week they had Nick Foles. It hurts when you can't get in the end zone when you're in the red zone. You got to get in the end zone. I think they win by 4. I got 17-13. I think it's going to be a good game. We'll see. Panthers have been playing better since the year, since the bye week. Their bye week, they struggled early. They've started to pick it up. I think Cam's starting to get into his rhythm. I think it's going to be a close game, but yeah, I have the Chiefs 17-13. We'll focus now on a big NFC matchup with the Falcons traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, who have been struggling. Falcons are 2-point favorites. Who do you have? I'm not sure about this one.
I'm sold on the Falcons. Eagles, they're too young with Carson Wentz at the helm. He just needs to is the growing pains of being a rookie quarterback. The Falcons cover that spread big time with a 31-13 victory in Philadelphia. Or no, not 31-13. I changed that. 27-24.
Okay.
It is going to be a close game, but I still think the Falcons with Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, that combo. Yes, Tevin Coleman didn't practice, but they can still. They got Freeman, so they got the run game still.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got the Falcons 31-13. And Eagles, this is huge because Eagles started off so strong, but you're seeing a more young now rookie Carson Wentz, who's struggled some, threw 2 picks to begin the game last weekend in New York. You're starting to see him struggle a little. That's huge, yeah. And so I think he's fine. He's doing a good job. And but I think Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, the MVP so far early on, I think he's the guy to watch out for. Mm-hmm. And so I like the Falcons to win that one.
Now we move on to the next matchup. Broncos versus the Saints. The Saints are actually a 3-point favorite with the Broncos losing, 3 in a row now?
Yeah.
I got to go the Saints, 3-point favorites, 23-20. The Broncos quarterback, Simeon is he's young, but he's not a rookie. They don't have a consistent offense like you expected when Peyton Manning was at the helm.
Yeah.
And the Saints, yes, their defense is not that good, but their offense will make up for it.
Yeah, against a banged-up Denver defense.
Yes.
Looking at the injury report, New Orleans really doesn't have any key injuries. Denver, Trevor Siemian, he fully practiced yesterday. He's going to play. DeMarcus Ware is going to play. The ones that you're just not sure about, T.J. Ward, Aqib Talib, who's been out the last 2 weeks, which is a huge loss for them, and Chris Harris Jr. All
three of the 4 defensive backfield players
did not practice yesterday. Now, obviously, we didn't check to see if they practiced today. That's huge. I've actually got Broncos winning 21-17. I think somehow Gary Kubiak gets his team back on a winning streak. They got to keep pace in the AFC West to have a chance with the Chiefs and Raiders playing so good right now. I think the defense comes up big. I think I think they'll score. The strong Saints offense will score, but I think the Broncos are too much still for them, and their offense is going to get it rolling. Sunday night football, we got the Cowboys, the boys, and they're taking on the Steelers. This one is in Pittsburgh. Steelers 2.5-point favorites. This is finally a game I am ready to watch the Cowboys playing. I feel like they're going to be tested for once here as of late.
Yes.
And
you need those kind of games.
I'm excited for it, Matt. Who do you have?
This is a Super Bowl what, 30 rematch?
Yeah.
And Bill Cowher was
Two of the greatest NFL franchises
yes.
going at it. Steelers have one more Super Bowl than the Cowboys. I mean, yeah, this goes back in the day for all you fans who were involved with the NFL back when the Cowboys and Steelers were always
the powerhouses.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys trump the Steelers' favoritism, and they get the victory 31-14. We'll see. I think Zeke will have 2 touchdowns, and Dak will have a rushing touchdown as well. The Steelers team is not the same Steelers team that played Kansas City 4 or 5 weeks ago. They've dropped off a little bit, but you never know with Big Ben.
Yeah, you don't. You really don't. I've got Cowboys, obviously, 34-21. I think Antonio Brown, the Cowboys are going to have a hard time stopping him because he is.
Who doesn't have a hard time stopping?
Yeah, I mean he is, and with Big Ben back, I'm worried. This is a game I am worried about because we have seen back when Philadelphia just throttled Seattle or the Steelers. I was looking ahead to my notes. The Steelers that next week they came back and just demolished the Chiefs at home, and this is the same way. They lost to the Ravens last week on the road. Now the Steelers are coming home. They get the top NFC team in the NFC and the NFC East. Tough game for the boys. I'm really worried because if the Cowboys lose, I'm worried they're going to set Dak. And you know what that means. Tony Romo, who is cleared, he fully practiced this week. He'll be back. Let's just hope Jerry Jones doesn't ruin this great season so far. I'm going to say that because I think if he pulls Dak, I think the whole team chemistry goes down with it. And it's something Jerry Jones does a lot. He likes to be the guy in charge. Jerry, sit back. Let Jason Garrett take control and let him coach this team that is having so much success. And as a fan, that's how it needs to be. You don't need the big guy Jerry Jones taking control of the team when you're doing so good. Cowboys though win, I think, and improve with one loss, and they're gonna be almost set on winning the NFC East if they keep winning a couple more games. Yeah. Big game on Thanksgiving. They'll have the Redskins. They win that. I think they are the clear favorites to win the NFC East. So we'll keep a good look on this matchup. I think this is one of the best matchups this week.
Definitely Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Two of the best teams in the country, and the Super Bowl 49 rematch with the Seahawks and go up into Foxborough and take on the Patriots. Patriots are 7.5-point favorites, and I believe this is a lot closer than that 7.5-point line. The Patriots get it done though, 24-21. Tom Brady is excellent this year.
He is.
The Seahawks are revived with Jimmy Graham on offense, but Patriots still get it done. The Seahawks just don't have enough weapons to score more than the Patriots.
If we have a close play at the goal line late in the game, is Pete Carroll going to throw the ball, or is he going to actually hand it off? That's the key going into this game.
He doesn't have Marshawn Lynch this time, so it's a different scenario.
It's very true. But does he do that this time? Does he learn from
Hopefully he does.
almost winning another Super Bowl? Away from that. Seattle wins. I think they go into Foxborough. Patriots coming off of a bye. Gonna have a little just miscue. I mean, just not totally back yet into the football stage. Yeah, they've been practicing. There's not a lot of injuries in this game. I mean, you got Jimmy Graham was limited, but that's just Jimmy Graham. I mean, he's coming back off that horrible injury last year, so they're giving him some time off. I know my Patriot fans that follow me are going to be disgusted with me. You know what? That means you can give me grief throughout the weekend then, and on Monday. Yeah, I think Seattle goes and wins this game, and yeah, I think Seattle gets a big win.
After this matchup here, we just move on to switch directions here from football to college basketball. I'm so excited for college basketball. It is opening day night. We've got two big top matchups tonight to get the season underway. The first matchup's at 6 o'clock tonight of the Armed Force Classic. Number 10 Arizona versus number 12 Michigan State. Quality teams in the history of college basketball, and
Yeah.
I want Michigan State to win.
Yeah, I do too. I
Tom
think
Izzo's a
Sparty.
quality coach.
I think Sparty takes care of business
Yes.
tonight. Arizona's a good team though. There was a guy when I was up at Barton, working and going to school there. A guy by the name of Kadeem Allen. He's a really good point guard. This is his last year, I believe, for the Wildcats. He's one of their top players and a really good point guard to watch. But I don't think they'll win. I think Sparty's too much. Tom Izzo's a great coach. And he's going to have them ready because then next week they face Kentucky. And
That'll be a good match.
yeah, so yeah, I got Izzo.
Consensus Michigan State.
Yeah.
Then the next matchup is Indiana, number 11 in the country, preseason poll, takes on number 3 Kansas Jayhawks. My Jayhawks. I am excited to watch the Jayhawks. Like, more than the football team. No offense to the football team. But college basketball is back. I'm excited. This game takes place approximately half hour after the other game. I say Kansas wins this game. Josh Jackson's here. Frank Mason's a senior. We got Carlton Bragg, an up-and-coming sophomore. Landon Lucas was in a boot, though, during some practices. I think he's going to be okay. Bill Self said he should be fine. The best, and you can quote me on this, I think the best backcourt duo in the country belongs to Kansas with Devontae Graham and Frank Mason.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
They have a boatload of experience at the helm, and it just helps when you have playmakers
Yeah,
just around you.
I've got KU. I have not dove into college basketball yet. I've been just onto that. I've been onto that football still grind. But I think we'll watch it because these are great matchups to begin the year.
Yes.
I'll get into college basketball once it kind of
Settles
comes
in.
into December.
I feel ya.
But yeah, I'm really not too involved yet in the early season of it. I think KU gets the job done. Indiana, this is going to be a good game though. I was watching some Sports Center, and when Bobby Knight was coaching when they last played, I think it was against the Jayhawks, and just seeing that stuff, that was pretty cool to see. Yeah, I think KU gets the job done. We got some breaking news today, earlier this morning. Atlanta Braves yesterday made a big move to begin the MLB offseason, signing the first free agent. They went out and got the 42-year-old R.A. Dickey.
A knuckleballer.
And then today, they bring in another old veteran guy, the 43-year-old Bartolo Colon. He's going to be back another year. What are your thoughts? Are they trying to go with some veteran leadership right now, or
yes, the Braves have been rebuilding, and this definitely brings in the experience. An interesting fact I read today, Bartolo Colon, when he first made his debut, was the debut of Turner Field, and now he gets to play at the new stadium. That field lasted, he's been in the league too long, in my opinion. But he still got it going. Eric Harrington loves Bartolo Colon, so he's still going to like him, even though he's not with the Mets anymore. But this definitely gives him experience rebuilding, and look for them in 5-10 years to be back.
Yeah, the Braves got a great young
core
coming up. Yeah. A lot like the Royals,
That's true.
a few years ago. But, yeah, that's all the breaking news, really. We talked a little about the Deshaun Jackson kind of rumor that's going around.
Yeah, came around, circulated today.
Other than that, really, no big breaking news, Matt. How about we'll focus in, before we kind of close this show, things here in Hayes. We got the Tigers.
4 Hayes State Tigers.
And two of them are going on right now.
We've got women's basketball right now, who is playing Upper Iowa up in St. Joe, and they are leading the match, the game, in the fourth quarter pretty handily. So,
in fact, it's almost over.
It's pretty much over.
24 seconds left.
Yeah.
The Tigers are up 82-56.
So look for a victory to start out the season. That helps a lot. We've also got women's soccer right now. It's in the second half, almost over. They take on Harding in the national tournament, and Fort Hays is now up after Harding just scored a goal as we speak.
Yeah.
2-1 in that match. It'll be a big win if they hold on and they move on to the next round.
Yeah.
You've also got some more stuff tonight with volleyball. They go to Joplin to take on Missouri Southern Lions at 6 p.m. And then they go tomorrow and they travel to Bolivar, Missouri to take on Southwest Baptist at 11 a.m. So they got a little early
They
shift
need both of those games and
to end the regular season
in fourth and get some help.
Yes.
With Central Missouri losing. And they will get a hosted game on Tuesday night here in Hayes. Big game for the Tiger volleyball team. And then
we got football tomorrow too.
Big matchup.
Yes.
Not sure how the Tigers respond after dropping a very tough game to the number 1 ranked Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. Bearcats are for real. We saw last weekend. Tiger defense is for real though, and you got to watch out for the Tigers as they head to play their rival, the Kearney, Nebraska Kearney Lopers. I think the Tigers get a win. They finish the regular season out with a win, and then they just have to look and hope that they get some help.
All the cards fall into place with the other teams in the conference.
And maybe get a bowl game.
Yes, maybe get invited back to the Mineral Water.
Yeah,
we'll see.
And that would be huge.
Definitely. More news with Fort Hays State. Women's basketball also plays tomorrow. They play Southwest Minnesota State in St. Joe again at 4:30. And men's basketball actually goes up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to take on Southwest Minnesota State tomorrow night at 6 p.m. We also want to take some time to insert some intramural activities for Fort Hays State University. I know Ron Haig really wanted this part in our show. We've got an interesting event next Tuesday. The Blitz Ball Zone takes place next Tuesday in the Memorial Union in the ballroom from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. It is, like Ron said, it is basically Nerf guns, like a Nerf war on steroids. They're like souped up, like old paintball guns with some CO2, some big Nerf bullets. It's fun in the past. I hope everyone goes out and joins. There's different game modes. It should be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds
are always fun here.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
In fact, we're in one right now. We got to go do here just here in about an hour and 20 minutes, and that's a golf simulator. We're going to go tee it up inside, hit some golf balls around, and act like we're great, pro golfers. But, yeah,
That's a different story for another day.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, we hope you guys have a great weekend. Looking ahead to Monday, we'll recap NCAA football, NFL matchups. we'll talk some NBA. Get more into the NBA now that the season's underway. Give our power rankings, weekly power rankings, and there's gonna be something. My power rankings. I think Boomo, my boy, is gonna be impressed with who I'm ranking in the top 10. And tell you what, his Lakers are looking good. I'll go ahead and say that now. They're young. Watch out. Laker fans are gonna be back, I think. And then any other breaking news that happens this weekend, we'll try to bring you. Make sure and go like our Facebook page, Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show, and also share these videos out so people also out in the sports world, your friends might be like, oh, I want to check these guys out, their sports show. Hopefully we're doing a good enough job. We're having fun bringing it to you. And then also, go follow us on Twitter. We got a few polls up right now. In fact, I think just one maybe. It's the NFL, which matchup are you most interested in this weekend? And give us a follow on that at MHSM Sports Show. That's what our Twitter handle is.
Yes.
You can also go to it on our pages by following 3BSmitty3
and at MGH Sports.
We got it in our bio.
Yes.
We're co-hosts of this show. So anyway, you guys be safe this weekend. Once again, happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans who served our country. Much appreciated. Your freedom is all. You guys have made our freedom by serving our country.
Allow us to do this show.
Do stuff like this.
It helps the fans. It helps us. We hope you guys have a good weekend and take care. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Smitty McQueen
and Matty Highland.
So long.